Who wants to hear a shitty story? No one, but we're gonna tell it anyway because we read the whole thing, yeah. Welcome to the book club from hell. So, like, the first time I read this bit in here, I remember it, like, really knocked me out. Like, it put me in, like, a bad headspace for a while. Like, there were a couple of days there where I was like,
Okay, so we this month we're doing chapters 51 through 60.
Yes.
You've said that, like, previous chapters, you're like, oh my god, there's so much, like, this is where things get crazy. But this is the first one where I felt it to be, like, 100% true.
Oh yeah, no, this whole bit is like, what the fuck is going on? I think I've said before, like, when we were getting to other bits, I was always like, this bit's crazy. But once we get into the 50s, though,
Yeah.
and I was right.
Yeah, you kept saying, like, it might be the 40s or 50s, and then we did the 40s. Like, I think it's in the 50s, maybe after, but it's the 50s.
Yeah, no, the 50s I think are the wild. The wild threshold has been met.
Ironically, we've got some, like, 50s era kind of shit going on.
Yeah, I'm not sure. When does this take place, actually?
Probably
This
like
comic?
probably the 80s or 90s.
You think?
Probably the 90s. Yeah, he's like my age. It's probably well, he's a little bit older than me technically. It's probably the 90s.
Yeah. All right, that makes sense.
Like when he was a kid.
Yeah, those kids.
90s to early 2000s.
Gotcha.
Or at least when Sangwoo was a kid. Boom might be a little bit more towards the early 90s.
Yeah, because Boom's a little bit older.
Yeah.
Late 80s baby. Aww.
Yeah. It's probably that. If not, they might have pushed it back a tiny bit too. Except they have or Boom has like a flip phone, but I don't know if that's like
Boom
just
has a flip phone, but Sangwoo has Kakao Talk, which is I think an iPhone app. So
okay, so yeah, this is probably written in the time, like it's set in the time that it's written.
Yeah, I'd assume.
Yeah, so like 2015, he's 24. Sangwoo 24-ish,
something like that.
Yeah, so that he'd
be like 91, right?
Yeah, 91, yeah.
Oh, so Boom is definitely 80s.
Yeah, so Boom is definitely an 80s baby, and Sangwoo grew up in the 90s.
Aww.
So, yeah, he's like my cousin's age.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Not your cousin. That's bananas.
Okay. All right, where'd we leave off?
My brain is sludge right now. So, okay.
Mine's also sludge.
Sangwoo just came back with this new emo haircut, which I really think isn't a new haircut. I think he just didn't wash his hair for a few days, and that's what it looks like now.
That's hair that he didn't put product in, and maybe he went out in the rain and got kind of sweaty.
Yeah, but you know.
Because Sangwoo and I have the same hair.
Yeah. Yeah, you do. Don't worry. I'm about to get Boom hair. That's my next haircut, so don't worry.
Please don't dye it black. Please don't let us like cosplay
We're gonna
this.
Match. We're gonna match. It's gonna be so good. Boom gives me gender euphoria. He and I have the same tits.
You can't dye your hair black. You can't do it. You can't roll up to places looking like fucking Killing Stalking.
We have to.
But yeah, okay, so chapter 51 is where we're gonna start.
Yes.
And he comes back looking like a wet dog. I'm trying to remember, because Sangwoo has returned and the uncle has just been killed. That was like the last major plot point.
Yes, that was the last major plot point, is Sangwoo killed his uncle and Boom got mad at him, so he left for a few days, and then Boom had that whole crazy nervous breakdown and ate that blood spaghetti.
Ghost spaghetti. The ghost spaghetti.
Yes.
But now he's back, and my first note was I wasn't sure if Boom wanted Sangwoo there. I didn't know what headspace he was in.
Yeah, my first note is Boom's hands look like Mickey Mouse gloves. So we were clearly on kind of the same wavelength here.
Wait. Oh, there we go. Yeah, they do kind of look like Mickey Mouse gloves.
They kind of look like Mickey Mouse gloves.
Teeny tiny Mickey Mouse gloves.
No, I assumed Boom wanted him back, partly because I, as the audience, wanted him back. I was like, he is the most entertaining part of the comic. I wish he was here.
Just projecting onto Boom.
Yeah, but I think he says stuff while Sangwoo was gone, like, oh, I miss him so much, or whatever. So...
Yeah, he was kind of mad at him for killing his uncle, but he was more just kind of freaking out about it. And then he kind of went through a little like, well, I kind of miss him.
But I
Protect
want
me
him
from
back,
the ghost
though.
spaghetti.
Protect me from the ghosts. You know.
So yeah, he's in loving Sangwoo mode. He's like, I missed you so much.
Yeah, this is a weird conversation because this is very typical Boom behavior in
Mm.
this bit, but this is, I think, the nicest Sangwoo has ever been and ever will be
Yeah, I
in this
was
scene.
really confused because he was acting like an actual depressed boyfriend.
Yeah.
Like, he was, like, really sad.
This whole, like, set of chapters, I think, is where you start to get the impression that Sangwoo is less malicious and more just, like, a really fucked up human being,
Yeah.
you know?
He's still really
He's very
malicious.
malicious.
Yeah.
He's very malicious.
Let's make that clear so we're not putting out the wrong message. He's a
No, he is a
malicious
bad person and extremely evil.
But there are layers. He's like an onion.
Yes, but I think that evil part of him is worse because he has just no impulse control at all because he
Mhm.
has actual psychosis.
Yes, many layers. Layers on it's
Many
it's like a
layers.
tiny onion growing inside of a bigger onion. Like
Exactly. That many layers.
there's that many layers.
Like, this guy, I think, to some extent, can understand that he's a bad person, but just can't do anything about it.
That was a really, really, really dumb thing to say because onions are just onions growing inside of other onions.
Oh my god, you're right. It's okay, I don't eat onions, so
Yeah, but I should know these things.
when's the last time I looked at an onion? The other day when I was babysitting, I ruined the kid I was watching. I was, like, playing with toys with him, and I picked up a toy onion. He was like, "Onions? My mommy loves onions." I was like, "I don't like onions." Blech. And he was like, "I don't like onions now." Blech. I was like, "Oops, sorry, Mom."
Oh
You're gonna
gosh.
hear that one later.
But yeah, so Sangwoo has Boom's like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry. It's my fault. I won't do it again." And Sangwoo's like, "Boom, how have you been?" And I had to save that like Broad City meme where she's like, "How am I?"
It literally is the same line that the Lorax said in the fucking
Yeah.
So how have you been? Oh my god. No, it's really like, it's a really strange scene because he comes back and Boom is being typical Boom and he's like, "No, you shouldn't apologize to me. I did a bad thing and it was wrong and I'm an asshole."
Yeah.
And I was like, well, yeah.
He's becoming self-aware on like a first primary kind of level.
Yeah.
Like a surface level.
Yeah, I was like, this is sort of progress for him. Like, this is about as much progress as you could ask for from him.
Yeah.
Given where he started.
I was really surprised because I was like, in this conversation, I was like, why am I smelling like an attempt at a redemption arc? Like, these would be the first kind of steps you would take to do that. And I was like, I don't see that happening at all, really.
Yeah. I'm glad they did not go the redemption arc route for this character.
I was really concerned because I was like, there's no way at this point that you could do it. You didn't set it up right to like have
this character is too irredeemable to have a redemption arc.
Yeah.
And he doesn't.
Yeah. I saw an explanation post on like why Zuko's redemption arc is so fucking good. And the basis of it was that he's not the actual antagonist through the show. He's like the secondary antagonist.
Yeah.
Which is why it works, because he's never really fully like, he's wrong, but he's not doing it from a fully malicious place. He's like manipulated into doing it. Sangwoo is not that.
Sangwoo is not that. Sangwoo is a deeply evil person that wants to hurt other people.
Yes.
And does everything with that intent. It would be really, really, really difficult to redeem this character at this point.
Yes. You can't do it. You cannot.
Especially this close to the end, it's impossible.
Yeah,
like, it just could not happen. No. If you started in like chapter 10, maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe if you were very deft about it.
You can make the audience feel mournful for the character, but you can't redeem him at this point.
Yeah, and I think that's more what they're aiming for here.
Yeah.
I think you get to a point in these chapters where you pity him.
Yeah.
But I don't think it ever gets to a point where you're like, "Aw, it's not him.
Which
he could come back from this."
Which is honestly, I thought that's what the new Star Wars were trying to do from the get-go. Like in the first movie, I thought they were trying to create a character that like they were setting up for the audience to mourn all the way through, but then they catered too hard to audiences and tried to redeem him at the end. I'm like, no, you can't do that.
No. Not the same. Not the same.
No. Mourning is sometimes more fun than having or not
I agree.
fun. More fulfilling than having like a redemption.
Yeah, it works better.
Because you get to observe a certain type of person and kind of like, you know, have that catharsis of like, well, that's over. Like,
Yeah, no, I think that's definitely what we've got going on here, and I
yeah,
appreciate that because I enjoy that very much. I like that they
yeah,
have you feel for this character without ever being like defensive of him, you know.
yeah,
But you do feel for him here. You're like, this is depressing.
yeah.
I hate that he knows.
And then he knows that Boom ate the gross noodles.
Yeah, I don't know how he walks in and Boom's like, I ate the gross noodles, and he's like, I know.
And then he has him sit down and watch the Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Yeah, okay. Before that, he announces before that he's quitting college.
Right, I forgot he was even going to school.
Yeah, he's quitting college, and he's like, I couldn't pay my tuition, and I didn't think I was gonna graduate. I was like, you couldn't pay your tuition.
No,
You
they
just
said
bought that fancy car because he thinks he's gonna die. He thinks he's like cursed or whatever. But
yeah.
but Boom is just like, okay.
But yeah, then he has him sit down and watch the Fantastic Mr. Fox, and I thought it was cats at first, but then I looked closer at the cover.
Yeah, that is Fantastic Mr. Fox. I was really creeped out. I couldn't figure out what this movie was. I was like, what is this scary movie?
I've never seen it, but I knew what it was right away because film people don't shut up about it, even though it's like whatever. Like they don't shut up about it, but then they never make you watch it. You know?
It looks terrifying in this, at least. It's put through a weird, creepy filter in this
That
that makes
too.
it look really scary.
Oh, and it's like knockoff Fantastic Mr. Fox. So
Yeah, there's a bit where Sangwoo kind of squats down to put the tape in, and Boom grabs his hair, and he goes like full ho for a second, like he's like,
yeah.
I was like, huh.
Okay, touching hair feels good. It feels
It
good.
does. It does. It's just funny.
It is funny. And also Boom has probably never seen a movie. Like Sangwoo is like, have you seen this movie? And Boom's like, no. He's like, have you even heard of it? He's like, no. I'm like, I don't believe Boom has ever even watched a movie.
I don't think Boom has really done anything. I think Boom
Yeah,
has
no.
kind of just been sitting in a chair suffering for like
Yeah.
30 years, and then he showed up here.
Yeah. But he turns up the volume really high on the TV and then steals the remote so Boom can't turn the volume back down. And Boom just gets like hypnotized by this movie.
He's so into it.
It's creepy as fuck.
You know, and Song was in the basement, you know, dismembering his uncle's body or whatever, but
Yeah.
Boom is upstairs deeply enjoying the Fantastic Mr.
Oh,
Fox.
yeah. He goes full ho. He's like leaning forward on the coffee table with his ass in the air and his feet on the couch. Like
Boom discovers he's a furry in Killing Stalking chapter 51, but we won't have time to explore it before the end.
Nope.
Great stuff.
I kind of wish I'd seen Fantastic Mr. Fox so I could make comparisons or like, you know, draw some insight from Boom being deeply invested in this, but all I'm getting is that Boom has never seen a movie before.
Yeah, I don't know anything about this movie, so I can't say like symbolically what's going on here, but I
Hang
do
on,
think it's really funny.
Let me give it a quick look up. So like just to see if I can glean anything from like the quick summary on it. Okay, here's the fucking like Google summary. And I don't know what this word means, so you're gonna have to tell me.
Okay.
I might mispronounce it. After 12 years of bucolic bliss.
Bucolic?
This bucolic. Yeah.
Oh shit, I know this word. Now I feel like an idiot. Bucolic. It has to do with like the fucking... It's got the same kind of root as like melancholic, but...
Then it's probably just happy. Because it says after 12 years of bucolic bliss, Mr. Fox, voiced by George Clooney, breaks a promise to his wife, voiced by Meryl Streep, and he raids the farms of their human neighbors.
It means like pastoral. Like, you know, it's like pleasantly like quaint.
Okay. So after 12 years of that, he breaks a promise to his wife and raids the farms of their human neighbors, Bodgis, Bruce, and Bean.
All right.
Giving into his animal instincts endangers not only his marriage, but also the lives of his family and their animal friends. When the farmers force Mr. Fox and company deep underground, he has to resort to his natural craftiness to rise above the opposition.
Okay, I understand. I kind of see what they're going for.
Yeah, and it's a Wes Anderson film, so you know it's like weird and ethereal kind of stuff. But yeah, so he's watching that, and Sangwoo is in the basement, but he's back in his like only apron outfit. Like he takes off all his clothes.
Yeah, I don't know. He's a weird dude. You know, I've still kind of trying to grasp the logic of some of the things he does.
I think it's an incredible look.
It is a look. I will admit that it's a look. He sends Boom to take a shower after the Fantastic Mr. Fox or whatever.
Yeah.
And then they're having this weird conversation in the hallway.
Yeah.
It's really like, this also I think is just very sad. Like, Boom's hugging him, and he's like, I feel really bad for you, and I want you to feel bad for me. And I was like, I do feel bad for you. Like, I was like, that's pathetic. Like,
Yeah.
oh.
God.
Like, what a thing to ask of somebody. Like, not even I want you to care about me. Like, I want you to pity me.
That's terrible.
I was like, that's so sad. I do pity you.
That's like the worst. That sucks.
Yeah.
It's like you can't ask you can't just straight up ask a romantic partner to pity you.
Yeah.
Like, it should be in the subtext. Like, you should be able to tell that that's already happening. Boom kind of does already. Like,
no, it's amazing that Boom feels bad for somebody. He's Boom. Could you imagine being pitied by Boom? Oh, couldn't
the
be
ultimate
me.
pity.
I would sooner die.
It doesn't matter because then we get naked Sangwoo.
Yes. Now we have another weird sex scene. There's a lot of weird sex scenes in this bit.
He's fully nude. Like, usually he is wearing underwear, but he's fully nude.
No, we've got real naked Sangwoo for once.
Yeah,
amazing.
Incredible.
And it makes Boom nervous. Boom's like, he's like, I don't know, something's weird.
And also they're still in that weird side room instead of like upstairs.
Yeah. Well, it turns out in flashback that this is his parents' room. The room upstairs is his room. Which I thought was the opposite.
I thought that was really dumb when that was it was revealed, but then like a couple scenes later, I was like, wait a minute. Like, why would you go in the shitty side room that's smaller and put your kid upstairs in like the weird loft?
The nice room? I don't know. But they do. Anyway, Boom gets the suck.
He does get for the first time.
Finally.
He gets to suck in two different places. He gets a nipple suck, and then we get lightsaber penis for Boom for the first time.
Yeah, okay, finally. After all this time, he gets his dick sucked. Like, we're 51 chapters in. This man's just wanted his dick sucked that whole time.
You could definitely fit his whole dick in your mouth.
Oh, easy.
Super easy.
For sure.
Super
for sure.
easy.
Especially if you're Sangwoo and you're that, like level of disproportionate to him anyway.
Yeah.
No, easy peasy.
But then we get the ultimate edging.
Yeah.
He like fully makes Boom go like soft again and then
goes back.
Suck. Like, what the hell,
ridiculous.
Man? Oh god.
I'd be so mad. You make him stand there till he's completely soft. Like, poor and then you put his like fucking flaccid penis in your mouth.
Yeah. Oh god.
Like, Sangwoo, no.
But it ends with Boom coming all over Sangwoo's face.
Yeah, he tells Sangwoo to get back, and then he doesn't. So he gets
gets jizz in the eye.
And then they have a nasty cum kiss.
That's where the chapter ends. Cummy eye kiss.
So their relationship's going well.
It's going great. It's
the romance is woof. At its peak right now.
Let's see.
The sad thing is it kind of is at its peak right now.
It kind of is,
sort of as good as it gets. Rip to these people, man.
Oh god.
Chapter 52.
Woo!
Woohoo!
Flashback chapter to
We've read
baby
52
Sangwoo.
chapters of this.
Ugh.
Baby Sangwoo is really fucking cute.
So
like
adorable.
Really cute. Little tiny guy in his his car seat. Oh god.
Yeah.
I would die for him.
Yeah.
He's precious. Oh, those big old eyes. Oh, sweet baby.
But
his little hands flailing around. Oh.
Sweet baby Sangwoo is in the back, and his mom is having like a depressive episode in the front seat. So
yeah. So like Sangwoo himself, I also get the impression that there's just something like wrong with his mom, like just like genetically, like
oh yeah.
She's got some kind of issue, and she's having
on a chemical level.
Yeah, no, for real. She's having some kind of episode in the front seat.
I don't even know how to describe getting into this. Like they were on a vacation, and then the dad is like, "Let's do another little trip, like a day after tomorrow. Like I'll do some work, and then we'll go again." And the mom is like, "Okay, I guess we could do that."
Yeah, she doesn't seem terribly enthused by the idea.
Sangwoo's taking a little nap upstairs. Or I guess he went to bed because it's kind of late, but it's not really late. But it is nighttime.
Yeah.
He's taking a little nap in his way too big bed for his teeny tiny body.
Oh my gosh, he's so cute. He's little. He's sleeping on his belly. He's so cute.
And the dad's working downstairs because he's trying to get some stuff done before they go on their another little trip.
Yeah, on his photograph of a laptop.
Yeah, the mom decides she's gonna suffocate Sangwoo with a pillow.
Yeah, she decides to kill the baby. She comes
Yes,
in to
she's
put
going
away
to
some
kill the
laundry.
baby.
She sees the baby and makes the scariest face I've ever seen in my life and decides to suffocate him with his pillow.
Yeah.
Again, I think there's something wrong with this woman on a chemical level.
Yeah. This is where I kind of started getting a little confused with like the parents, because I was like, if the mom has been a negative presence for like this long, when did the dad like lose it too and start being
Yeah.
mean to Sangwoo? Because the dad saved Sangwoo. The dad is like, what the fuck are you doing? Like,
Yeah. I think, okay, here's what I think is happening here. Having read this now a few times, the impression I get is that the mom has always had some kind of illness, you know, like she's always
Yeah.
kind of been fucked up.
Yeah, because the dad says, like, you said you wanted to be happy or whatever. Like, you
Yeah.
agreed to be happy. So
They were going to break up and then she got pregnant. So they decided to stay together, but, you know, nothing changes with her. And then when she has
Yeah.
this breakdown, he starts lashing out at her, and that just gets worse.
Okay. So you think this is like the first breakdown, like full breakdown that affects Sangwoo?
I think so. I think this is
Okay.
the start of it for him. But
Okay.
I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. That would make sense.
Yeah. So you could argue that Songwoo's bad luck here started with the failed attempt to abort him and just continued to be bad.
Multiple failed attempts to abort him. They say multiple.
Yeah, but we'll discuss that later.
Yeah. So yeah, the dad saves him. The mom is like, "Holy shit! I am self-aware again. Like I understand what just happened, but like,
Yeah, it's also quite sad. Like she's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, my poor baby. I didn't mean to do that. Like I don't know what's wrong with me." Like I was like, "Oh." I was like, "Oh my god,
something is 100% wrong with her."
something's just fucked." I don't know.
But it is implied, and we'll get to it later. It is implied later that like her deeper down feeling is that like this "I'm sorry" might be like the fake persona.
Yeah.
But
it's not
who
clear which one
knows?
is the way that she actually feels.
Yeah.
Because she does use this frequently when he's older to guilt trip him.
Yeah, she's pretty
So-
50-50, so you can't really tell.
She's
but-
crazy. She's crazy.
God.
This lady's crazy. I have a note that says, "No wonder he never sleeps with a pillow again." The rest of the comic.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Oh my god. I know that there's a bit that's clearly intentional, like earlier on, where she comes in and she's like, "Oh, you don't have a pillow. Does your neck hurt?" And he's like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
But he also just doesn't do it in general, and I thought it was really weird looking the first time I read this.
But it's okay, because we get a shot of the kitchen and they have a funky carpet, which I thought might have been a plot-related thing, but it's just to show that time has passed.
Yeah, they got a funky carpet because it's the 90s, baby.
They got funky carpet.
They got some funky carpets in their house now.
Sangwoo is late to school.
Yes, we revisit this day when he was sick, because we saw a little bit of this day earlier, but we discover that in the morning he, overheard his mom in the middle of an affair.
Yep. To which I thought maybe the later flashbacks where if this was a normal narrative, like a kind of like TV narrative with, American twists and turns, I thought maybe this guy ended up being Sangwoo's stepdad and was the mean guy later, but that is not what happens.
No. She's cheating, I think because the dad is the mean dad at this point, because Sangwoo already says stuff about how the dad is going to hit her.
Yeah.
So it's just nuts. They're both nuts. They're both crazy.
But also they're doing it in the shower.
Yeah, gross.
Someone's gonna fall.
Yeah.
Someone's gonna fall over.
Yeah, no, that's a messy way to go about things, huh?
Yeah. I mean, it's the cleanest way.
But it's also a messy way.
Yeah. But yeah, he's at school and he's like, can't do shit because of multiple things. He's sick and he's found out some things.
Yes.
And he has to keep it a secret. Shh, secret. But the mom totally knows that
that he was there.
Yeah.
There's another mention of pitying people in this chapter too, because she overhears Sangwoo in the house and realizes that he's there and can hear them. And the guy's like, "Oh fuck, he's gonna tell his dad." She's like, "No, he won't. He feels bad for me."
Like, that sucks.
It's like, oh. There's just a lot of going on in this chapter.
Yeah, and then his mom decides that the best course of action is to convince Sangwoo that she loves her husband. And Sangwoo's like, "I know you do." And she's like, "Fucking liar." Like, straight up.
Yeah,
to his
he's
face.
like 8, by the
Yeah.
way. Like, he's like
Yeah.
a little boy here.
Yeah. She's like, I love my husband. And Song was like, I know. And she's like, you think I'm lying? You think I'm lying?
You believed your bastard dad.
And then she's like, I
No,
want
she's
to
crazy.
show you something. I want to show you something. Come downstairs at midnight. Come downstairs.
Yeah, and I would not.
No.
First of all, as a kid, because I wouldn't want to get up. But second
That's
of all,
true.
as a kid, because that's so sus. That's so weird.
But that's where the chapter ends.
Yes, that's chapter 52. It's fucked. I don't... It's fucked, but it's not the most fucked one in this set.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's fine.
Yeah. It's the lead up to the fucked parts.
Yeah. Chapter 53 starts out with his mom at like a fruit stand.
Yeah, fruit stand lady is like the best character.
She's the MVP.
Yeah. She sees this lady and she's like, something's wrong with that woman.
And she's absolutely right. She's like, there's something like, she's like, I think this woman, there's something like chemically wrong with her.
Yeah.
She's like, she's just weird. She comes and stands here and stares at fruit and then leaves.
Yeah. She's like, God, just buy some fucking fruit.
This poor Ajima comes over and tries to like help her. Oh my god, she's a weirdo.
Yeah.
And she's like drifting around. Like she's not like walking right. Like she's just weird. She's a really weird woman.
And she cuts her finger when she's like cutting some fucking, I don't know what that is. Some sort of.
It looks like, yeah, I don't know. I was about to say it looks like green onions, but it's not.
It's not. It's like a celery lettuce hybrid. I'm just gonna call it leeks again. I'm gonna call everything leeks.
Yeah, why not? It's the same thing Boom was cutting when Sungbae came in the house.
It is not.
It's not?
No, the thing that Boom was cutting didn't have as much of a distinction between the stems and leaves.
Oh damn! Yep, shows what I know.
I think, if I'm remembering correctly, I think it was
I have
a
no
little
idea.
more like it looked a little more like grass.
But yeah, she cuts herself and she screams, and Song was upstairs covering his ears, and it's all just very upsetting.
Go help!
He's 8. He's scared.
I would definitely go sit. Well, in a not chemically imbalanced household, I would definitely go downstairs and be like, "What the hell happened?" Even as a child, I think it's because also my parents would yell like, "What is happening?" Like, God damn, cut myself. Like
that also probably helps. My mom just would have been downstairs like, "Fuck," and I would have been like, "Into the closet for me."
Oh no!
So he goes and hides in the wardrobe. And she comes to get him like, oh, you're so funny. And then it goes into a scene we've already seen.
Yeah, the one where they're eating rice at the table and he's like, where's dad? Like, you like me more, blah, blah, blah. But it transitions into this weird cat and mouse game in
I don't
the
know
regular time.
Yeah, Boom and Sangwoo are like playing tag or something.
Yeah,
in real life.
It was like, I guess that's kind of cute, but then I realized they were in the middle of giving Boom a haircut. How did this change over?
Yeah, I want to know how this started too. I was like, oh, they're kind of cute. They're playing around. But then I was like, Boom. Did Boom run off mid haircut or like?
Just like, why?
What's happening here?
He's getting a haircut with like an apron thingy, but he's only in his underwear underneath.
Yeah, he is naked as well. Yeah. So it's just all very weird.
Yeah.
He takes a wrong turn, and Song was like, "Don't go in the basement." Like in the middle of their like pleasant running around game.
And he doesn't even care. He's just like, haha, whatever. Like,
oh my god, Song like tickles him. It's just really strange.
Oh god, but then Boom is like bent over and he's like rubbing his ass against his crotch, but then he's like, haha, goes upstairs.
I tricked you. I want to go fucking your room upstairs.
Yeah.
Why? I don't know.
He goes over to his desk and leans over and like presenting his ass. I was like, what are you? Stop.
He has gone he's so much more confidently whorish in these chapters. It's unbelievable. Yeah. I'm like, how did you get here, man?
And he's like, he's pulling down his underwear, and Sangwoo like kind of looks to the side. He's like, it's embarrassing to do it here. But then he walks over and starts doing them anyway.
He's like, well, if you insist.
Like, it's immediate. I was like, oh my god.
He's like, well, this is my childhood bedroom and it feels sort of weird. And then he's like, whatever.
Yeah, he starts sucking on some titty, so.
But you know what, whatever.
And then they have a weird conversation.
This is like easily top 5 weirdest conversations I've ever had.
He's sucking on Boom's titty, and then he comes back out from underneath the apron thing that he's still wearing, like the haircut apron. And he looks Boom directly in the eyes, and he goes, I'm not gay. I was like, are you sure? Are you sure about that?
I was like, bro. Well, okay. First, he's under there sucking on Boom's tits, and Boom is like, you like boobs, like a woman's boobs, right?
Yeah.
And Sangwoo's like, yeah, don't know how I got here. And then he pops out, he's like, I'm not gay, but I did suck your dick.
And it's such a weird thing to think about because like he never like does Boom as a man. He's always wanting him to be his mom, you know?
Yeah, I don't know if he is gay. Like, the more often I revisit this, I'm like, I don't know if he's actually interested in Boom at all. Like,
Yeah.
or if it's just that Boom is in a convenient position for this. It's just all very strange. I don't know if you can have this much sex with a dude and not be gay. Like, I don't know what the qualifier
If
is.
you have this much sex with a dude, but you're so like effed up in the head that you are pretty much thinking of him as a woman.
You don't even register him as a man.
Yeah. And it's just a woman with a dick. Like,
yeah.
I don't know where the distinction lies.
Yeah, because Boom is a man, but
Boom
he
is a
doesn't
man.
obviously treat or think of him as one, so I have no idea what that says about Sangwoo or his sexuality. But I do think it's funny that he's like, well, I can't give you what you want and be in love with you because I'm not gay.
That's the funniest part.
Yeah.
It's the love that he can't give because he's not gay. He can do everything
I will
else.
suck your dick, but I can't be in love with you. It's definitely not the fact that I'm a sociopath that is preventing it. I'm just not. It'd just be kind of sus, man.
Yeah.
Just be kind of gay.
And it is. He's like, he tells Boom, he's like, what, are you jealous of breasts? Do you want to be a woman? And then he's like, well, if you were a girl, you wouldn't be here right now. It's like, what?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, because he would have killed him the first day.
You're not gay, and you want to have sex with a woman, but you like, and you want to fall in love with a woman, but if he was a woman, he would not be here.
Yeah, because he kills women.
Yes.
He doesn't kill men. That's why
You're
kept Boom.
Such a conundrum, man.
Yeah,
maybe
sorry.
You should expand
this is the best
your
you're
mind.
gonna get. This is as close as you're gonna get, Sangwoo. I'm sorry. This is the best bet for you.
And he's like reasoning with Boom. He's like, you want us to be in an actual relationship, but he's like, but we made love. And we did everything else. He's like, what else do you want me to say right now?
He wants I love you. Like, it's so obvious.
He wants I love you, but what he says is I want you to only have sex with me from now on.
Yeah, and Sangwoo's like, I'm already doing that.
Yeah.
I'm not getting
Boom's
any, bro.
Boom's like, no, until you die.
Forever.
Song was like, fine.
Song was like, fine, we're married now. Song was like, you want to be married? You want to be my wife, bro?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're like, okay. And then Song was like, actually, I have something to ask you too. I want you to do something too. I want us to die together.
Yeah, they get engaged and make a suicide pact.
Yeah.
And Boom still has no clothes on. It's just bananas.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God. Boom's like, yeah, okay.
And then Boom spreads his legs.
Yeah. Boom's like, all right. We'll kill ourselves together. Let's have sex.
Yeah, he's like, fuck me as my husband. You're like, whoa.
Like, whoa. So, yeah, no, they get engaged and make a suicide pact, and then they fuck again.
Yeah. And we get flashback again to little Sangwoo going downstairs at midnight and seeing his parents fuck.
Yeah, okay.
A scheduled fucking, apparently.
It's fucked up. It's just fucked up. It's just not good.
No.
Fucking...
She's like in pain, but then she sees Sangwoo and she starts doing some stuff.
Yeah, so his mom told him to come down at this time specifically so that he would walk in on them fucking, which is gross because he's like 8 and her son.
Yeah.
And then she's like making eye contact with him. It's just... And so Sangwoo was remembering this while he's having sex with Boom.
Yeah, and Boom can fit on... His whole body can fit on the desk.
Yeah, which is also fucked up. Just a fucked up thing to point out.
But oh my God, this is where Sangwoo's mom is like calling her husband babe, and she's saying I love you, and she's like fuck me harder, and then Boom is like saying I love you to Sangwoo and saying some Korean words for married couples, like some real deep shit.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Yeah, no, it's just not good. It's just not good.
That's the whole chapter, really. They have like a simultaneous sex scene and Sangwoo's going through it.
Sangwoo's going through it.
Oh, but I do have to say the part where he's like telling him like we have to die together, and Sangwoo's like, if I die first, you have to try over and over again to kill yourself. Like even if you fail, you have to die with me. I was like, die or die, dude. You just die or you die.
You just die or you die. It does not seem like it should be that hard. But then again, it's Boom, so I could see it.
Oh, chapter 54.
Hey, episode 54 gets weird
icky.
again. There's more weird sex scenes.
It's icky.
No, this is good stuff.
Icky.
Top tier Killing Stalking content in episode 54.
Icky. It doesn't help because I've seen a bug that looks just like this, but like weirdly white and fluffy and feathery at work.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's like a fluffy, feathery centipede. I don't know what it is.
Ew. So they're having more weird sex. Boom. Okay. Boom's blindfolded with like a real blindfold. I feel like bringing actual BDSM into this relationship at this point is kind of a downgrade for that.
Kind of is. Just a little bit. But they haven't had any, they haven't done the blindfolding thing yet, so.
No, it's new, so whatever.
Yeah, they're just kind of chilling.
Yeah, they're kind of just sitting there.
But Boom has a blindfold on, and his underwear keeps appearing and disappearing, so.
Boom, has apparently developed some supernatural Sangwoo sense here.
Yeah.
Like, Sangwoo glances away from him, and he's like, "You're not looking at me."
You're like, what the fuck?
I just know it.
Dude.
You're like, whoa, okay.
And Sangwoo realizes he's been paralleling his parents' sex lives with his own sex life. Like, clearly you planned all of this. There's too much for you to not plan to do exactly this. So, but then he sticks his dick in Boom's face. So,
it's a good time. Boom doesn't know it's there though. He could sense that Sangwoo wasn't looking at him, but he doesn't seem to react to the dick being there. So I don't know what's going on.
He smiles a little bit. But he's just like, I'm not going to do anything about that.
So Sangwoo sees this bug.
He's been crawling around the whole time.
He sees this centipede crawling around the room, and he's like, He asks Boom which of his parents he looks like, which is weird.
Yeah, a little bit weird.
And then he sticks that centipede right on Boom's titty.
He does. It's like right on the nipple, and Boom likes it.
Boom for a second's like, ooh, what's that? Because he doesn't know it's a bug.
Yeah, he's like, And
then it bites his nipple, and Boom's like, ow, that really fucking hurts.
Oh god, it bites his nipple, and he gets a little bit of a titty. But that's all happening while we're also getting a flashback.
Sangwoo is reflecting on his dad.
Right.
And how he doesn't want to be like his dad, not for the reasons we assumed earlier on. Not because he hates his dad, but because he's afraid of becoming, of dying the way his dad has died. Yes,
and also he looks like his dad, which he doesn't like.
Yeah, for reasons that are becoming increasingly comprehensible.
Yes. And we're getting this flashback to Sangwoo's dad is beating on Sangwoo's mom, and there's some pills scattered all on the floor, and the mom is freaking out, calling out to a high school aged Sangwoo to save her, and Sangwoo shoves his dad, but also heavily implied that he is overdosing on the pills on the ground.
Yeah, his mom's poisoned his dad, and then but she comes up to him, to Sangwoo, and gaslights him into thinking he did it.
So she's probably trying to be like, you killed him, but it's okay. You shoved him and cracked his head, but it's okay. And Sangwoo's like, he's still breathing, he's still alive.
And she's like, no,
need to call an ambulance.
She's like, no, it's okay that you killed your dad.
Yeah, and you're like,
I forgive you for killing your dad.
It's like, I think you would have died anyway.
He's foaming at the mouth. He's so clearly not back in real time. Boom is freaking out because his nipple has been bit by a centipede, and Sangwoo's sitting there going, "It wasn't me. I didn't do it. I didn't hurt your nipple. It wasn't me." He's having some kind of fucking issue.
He's like, I didn't hurt your nipple. It was the bug. It was the bug. I don't know how that got there. It was the bug.
I know. And then fucking Boom takes the blindfold off and gets rid of the bug. And
and he's freaking out, but Sangwoo's
like, whoa, it's swollen. It's like a boob.
and Sangwoo's like, I know it'll fix this.
It looks like a girl's boob.
I know it'll fix this. And he shoves his finger up Boom's ass.
Yeah, but Boom... There's a part in here when they're dealing with this swollen centipede bite where Boom looks at him and goes, "This is weird." I was like, "This is weird?" We've been here for 54 chapters, man. This is where you draw the line?
He's putting his finger in your ass.
This is weird.
Yeah, he's fingering him, but then he's also like, bite my neck. Bite it really hard.
Yeah, and he keeps telling him to bite it harder, and,
Yeah.
Boom clearly does not know what he's looking for here.
Yeah, it's because Sangwoo is a vampirism king, but
Yeah.
it's okay.
He's, like, using Boom to self-harm. They're, like, drawing blood.
Yeah. Well, he did that to Boom earlier,
Yeah,
too.
he did. And
We're coming full circle.
Boom does not want to do this, but he's having him do it. It's creepy and weird. They also finally discovered lube, by the way. That's a good thing.
Oh, did they? Where's the lube?
There is lube in
Where's
Boom's
the lube?
ass when he puts his finger in there. There is lube in there.
I missed it. Because all I saw was him going straight for the ass.
Yeah, no, it's in there. It's in there. You can see it this time.
Oh, it's just in there?
Yeah.
Like, there's no him putting it on his fingers?
No, it seems to already be in there. I think maybe they were already doing something.
Like, because that could just be...
Maybe it's not. Maybe it was like Boom's dream and he already nutted in there once, but...
It could just be a misinformed artist.
That's also true.
You know? I don't know. Maybe he did nut in there once.
I have no idea what's happening there, but there's something squishing and squelching.
There's something in his ass.
There's something in his ass, and it's not shit. So so we're good. Good for them.
That's the end of the chapter.
That's chapter 54. It's iconic. It's beautiful. I love it. Top tier.
Yeah.
Couple goals.
We got chapter 55.
Chapter 55. We're halfway there.
Chapter 55 starts off from where we left off in the flashback, where Song was like, oh my god, I killed my dad.
Back in the backstory.
Yeah, Mom's like, suck it up, we gotta go. She's wearing the bucket hat windbreaker combination.
I know Sangwoo believes her because he's got like a pathology or something, but she's so soft.
She's so soft.
Like she already has like a plan to bury him. Like
yeah, and like where to go.
It's so clear that she's responsible here.
Why does she own that hat?
What do you mean?
Like why is this your like inconspicuous hat to go and bury a dead body?
I think this might just be like a hiking outfit she has.
I would not wear that hat if I was going to bury a dead body.
No, I wouldn't either. Maybe she just likes it. I mean, she likes it because she keeps it and then Boom wears it later, but...
Yeah. This is where we get all those, like, the reason why Sangwoo was being real fucking weird when they went to bury the other body, because she's like, here, eat an apple.
Yeah, you're like, oh, this happened earlier in the story.
It's the same thing. But what they do, instead of burying the body, they stage it like he hung himself. I'm like, I don't think that's how that would look.
No, I don't think it would work. To be honest.
No.
I think you'd be able to tell that this man was poisoned.
Yeah, he's all foamy at the mouth and like that you could play off as he tried to kill himself one way and then
it didn't work and he tried
went the other way. But he's got a big old bump on his head.
Yeah.
He's got an egg on his head.
Clearly nobody looked very far into this. But...
Yeah. And he's already dead. Look, if my NCIS watching days taught me anything, he's already dead, and then the rope was hung around his neck. You'd be able to tell that he was already dead before the bruising happened on his neck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely sure you'd be able to tell. I'm absolutely sure.
Yeah.
But whoever investigated this was not that interested.
Yeah.
So lucky for them.
But then we get some weird feet stuff again.
Yeah. She hugs his feet. She tells Sangwoo she wants to talk to the body for a while.
Yeah.
So he goes back to the car and she stands there and tells him that he looks gross. It sucks.
But then we go back home.
They go home. There's an Evangelion reference. Ooh.
Oh shit. What?
They do an Evangelion shot here.
Which shot?
The shot of his hands on the table when he's dripping on the table is from Evangelion.
That could literally be a reference to anything.
But it's the same exact shot. It's got the same composition.
Okay.
Trust me. Trust me. Trust me.
Are there apples in the shot?
No, but there's another thing of food there in the shot.
Okay. I will give you that maybe it is an exact reference to Evangelion.
I see everything,
even
and
though
I'm like,
tears on the table. It's like
I see literally anything, and I'm like, it's an Evangelion reference. I see like a hand, and I'm like, oh, an Evangelion reference. But I was like, I'm pretty sure.
I will give you it because of the food on the table.
The dripping and the food and the way he's gripping the table. I was like, this is an exact shot in Evangelion.
With the index finger tucked under.
Oh,
one hand undone, one hand curled
yeah,
under.
it's like the fisted hands gripping the table.
Because one hand is undone and one hand is curled.
It's true. I don't know if I remember the minute details of this shot well enough to say if the hand is
mean?
open or not.
What does it mean?
Evangelion table grab.
Oh shit. You're not gonna find it.
With Evangelion table grab? You know that Evangelion table grab is gonna give it to me? Evangelion table. Oh my god, I did find it. Wait.
Oh, shit. Wait, send it to me. I want to see how similar it looks.
Like, I found the more zoomed out shot before that shot, but it looks like, yes, she does have one hand open. Cut that if I sound like an idiot. Cut that if I'm wrong, okay?
Okay. No, it's staying in.
Don't tell anyone that I was a big dumbass.
Anyway.
They're back home.
The mom asks him if he has a girlfriend.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
It's just
a little weird.
She asks him if he had a girlfriend, and then she grabs his face and says he looks like his dad. And I was like, emergency sirens.
Wee woo.
Wee woo, wee woo, wee woo.
And then she starts being like, I'm a pain. I suck. And you're like, uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's not
That's
good.
not good.
First she tries to guilt trip him because she's like, oh, I miss your dad. I wish you hadn't killed. You're like, okay, lady.
And it sucks. It sucks because I know something is just like wrong with her brain, but I hate people like that.
Yeah.
Where they like try to make you feel bad for them for like things that they're doing to you.
Yeah, no.
Because
it's just a cruel way to treat other people. You can't do that.
Yeah.
Especially to your kid. I was like, no, fuck this lady. Yeah. Fuck this lady. This sucks.
Christ.
He looks awful too. Like, you're like, oh man.
Yeah.
Fuck this lady. I hate her.
And then she calls him babe.
Yeah, he
the
comes
next
from
day or whatever.
From school the next day or a few days later or something. He looks like he's the same age, so it's probably, not far. She's
still got like bandages on her face.
Yeah. So it's not far from then.
Yeah. She's making food and she calls him babe when she asks him a question about the food, and he's rightfully startled.
Yeah, he's rightfully like, Mom? Please don't do that.
And then he goes to school, and he's not having a good time.
No, he's not well.
His nose starts bleeding, and he's like sweating, and he looks like he's burning up. And let's see. Oh, we get this great line where his friends who like brought him to the nurse's office was like, how does he not have a girlfriend? Don't tell me he likes me. And the other guy's like, huh? I thought he liked me.
Yeah, all of his friends think he's gay.
Oh my God. Yeah, they think he's gay and that they like
he's into them. Yeah.
Yeah. And you're like, ego?
Interesting. Okay.
Maybe you're gay.
Yeah, I don't know. All of Sangwoo's gay friends also think he's gay. I was like,
Oh my God.
I wonder what he does at school. No, I was like, that was the levity I needed in this chapter because things have been wild. He decides to go home while he's sick. And
he goes home.
His mom
chilling.
Seems to know what's wrong with him, which makes him suspicious.
Yeah.
And then a few days later, he's puking, and his friend is like, I don't know, I think you should go to the hospital. Like, it seems like maybe you have food poisoning or something. And he's like, oh.
Yeah. He's like, shit.
Oh.
He, like, remembers what his dad looked like all fucking sweaty and hunched over at the table.
Yeah, he's like, something is not good.
And he's like, uh-oh, my mom is poisoning me.
Yeah, he comes home and says he doesn't want to eat. His mom is really insistent on it. And she's like, I worked all day to make your dinner, and you're not even gonna eat it. Like, you have to eat it.
And he's like, no, I'm not hungry.
So she makes him eat it.
He has a little spoonful of it.
He's super sweaty.
Yeah.
Just looks very stressed.
He goes and counts the pills that remembers seeing scattered all over the floor.
Yeah,
next to his dead dad.
The rat poison. The same rat poison Boom tried to poison him with.
Yes.
Cusco's poison.
He counts them.
Yeah.
The poison for Cusco. Poison made specifically to kill Cusco.
Yes.
Cusco's poison.
So he counts the number of pills that are in the jar, and then he replaces them.
Oh, sorry, wait, yeah. He counts the number of pills in a different jar and puts those pills in the rat poison jar.
Yeah.
Like pills that won't hurt him.
Yeah, like Advil or something.
Yeah, and he switches the pills so that there's 45 pills of Advil in the rat poison bottle.
Yes.
Then he eats with his mom again, and then he goes back and counts it again, and it's missing like 12 pills, and he's like, I must have counted wrong. It's like, I don't think you did.
Yeah, I don't think you can miscount 12. 12 pills, by the way? Like, did she try to kill an orca?
Yeah.
12?
Well, clearly she's tried multiple times and it wasn't working.
That's true.
So.
He's a big boy.
Also, this is like where he's developed his immunity.
I was about to say,
poison.
I thought it was so funny when we read that one of those first few chapters, and you were like, I don't know if he's been like microdosing rat poison. I was like, yes. And I was like, oh my God, oh no.
Because it doesn't affect him later. Which which is really
I
funny.
was like,
Because
okay.
Boom only puts in like 5, right?
Yeah, no, that's nothing to this man.
Let's see. And then he has flashbacks to like his mom being fucking like protecting him when the dad was going nutso. But
yeah, it's similar, I think, to those flashbacks Boom was having when his uncle died, where he's like, I just don't know how I feel about this person.
Yeah.
But she is actively trying to kill him. That's the big reveal in chapter 55. She wants to kill him.
She's actively trying to kill him, but also I had to make a note. I was like, this is in no way a proper justification of kill or be killed. He did not have to kill her to survive this situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't have to. This is like because like, it's said earlier that, he killed both of his parents or whatever, it's implied. And it's like, no, this is not a situation where it's like, you can't justify it by saying like he had to do it to survive. He had to kill her to survive. It's like
no, he probably had to call the cops to survive. But
call the cops. It looks like he's like a grown high school.
Yeah,
student,
he's like 17 or 18 here.
He's on his way out. It would be tough, but he could just detach.
Yeah, he could probably just leave.
Yeah,
but we'll get to that bit later because there is other context to killing his mother.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Quite a bit of other context.
But now it's the holiday season.
Chapter 56, he's grocery shopping and he's buying all kinds of weird shit. He's got some chocolate and fries and tomatoes and
some meat.
Looks like maybe some marshmallows. I don't know.
Multiple different meats.
Several meats. Boom is looking very handsome. My sister and I read this chapter and we were like, I feel like a proud mother. Like I look at him and I'm like, oh, you look so handsome.
I made a couple notes on Boom's new fresh look. Is a fresh, cleaned up Boom. And then I said he looked like a Baudelaire or Baudelaire.
Yeah, Baudelaire kid for sure.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Or the
He's
boy.
So cute. He's the boy.
He looks like the boy.
Not the boy. Oh my god, yeah. No, he's cute though. He put his hair nice to his hair.
Gelled his hair.
It looks good. He looks good.
Yeah.
He dressed up a little.
Yeah.
I was like, aw, handsome.
They cook a big old Christmas dinner kind of thing, but it's not even Christmas yet.
It's not Christmas, but they did put up the tree because I guess Sangwoo thinks it looks nice.
Yeah, and they made a big dinner.
There's a shot of the table of the stuff Boom has been making. I was like, this is a really weird dinner.
It is.
I was like, there's like a pizza.
There's a pizza.
Looks like some kind of casserole. There's some like boiled potatoes. Like half these plates have fries on them.
Steak and
instead
fries.
Instead of just like a plate of fries.
Steak, egg, and fries.
There's 3 like looks like maybe salmon things.
There's salmon things, but then next to it are those like U-shaped things.
Yeah. So I thought those were the salmon.
But also we've got corn cob.
There's also 3 corn cobs. It looks like maybe some spaghetti over by the pizza.
Yeah.
2 different salads.
Yeah, it looks like a weird green spaghetti salad. Like I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's happening. And
some roasted veggies.
There's some like salsa with nothing to put in it. There's one slice of cake. I don't know what happened.
Incredible dinner. It's an incredible dinner.
There's a bowl of salad, but one of the plates also has some salad on it.
But also all this food looks like that Nightmare Potato Knishes video.
It literally does. It's just not good. There's 2 parfaits. It's a huge plate of various rolls. like a bottle of vinegar or olive oil or something.
It's dressing for the salad.
I don't understand the dinner that they made. Yeah. It's fucked up. I don't.
But it's okay because it's a date. They're having a date
night, and they both dressed up in suits, which is actually kind of cute.
Yeah, and they're gonna drink some soju.
Yeah,
or something.
They're gonna drink some soju. Sangwoo said he wanted to get wine, but there wasn't any, so he like pours some soju and puts some juice in it.
And then he's having weird visions of his mother, but there's a song playing and
it's killing me softly.
Yeah, but he's like, I hate this song. Do you want to dance to it?
Yeah, I have a note of that too. I was like, huh. I hate this song. How about a dance? He like keeps blinking really hard because he keeps like hallucinating his insane mom in the middle of the date.
Yeah. And then Boom chooses this moment to just ask the best question.
Yeah, Boom chooses this moment to be like, are we in like a relationship? I was like, you already made a suicide pact.
You did.
I think you guys have gone pretty far in.
Oh god, but no, Boom understandably is like, I want you to stop acting like an asshole towards me.
Yeah, he says, I don't like how you talk to me. I want to feel loved. And I was like, oh, that's very sad. And Sangwoo's like, I understand. You want me to call you baby. Also, he gets into Boom's lap here.
He does.
Which is hilarious. Boom is so small. He's crushing him.
He's like, okay, what do you want to call me? Boom picks the worst one. He picks the worst one.
Boom says, I want to call you babe. And Song was like, probably better if you didn't.
I'm curious as to what that was in Korean. If it's still babe or if it's something else.
I'm also curious what that was. I felt like it had to be in Korean something a little bit more clearly coupley, because I call babies babe all the time.
It is kind of a coupley thing, though.
It's sort of a coupley thing. But, like, as short for, like, baby, baby boy, baby girl, like, definitely I call, like, my godson babe all the time. Oh, little babe, come here. Come here, babe. You know?
I guess.
Then again, he is a baby.
Yeah.
So, like, if when he's, like, 17, I probably won't call him babe.
He's like, probably should call me something else. And then he alludes to the fact that his mom called him babe. He's like, there's someone else that calls me babe. It would be really confusing.
Yeah, but it just makes Boom, like, jealous.
Yeah.
Like, Boom is like, Boom literally
That's
makes
my
that,
favorite
like...
Boom face.
It's so good. He literally makes that, like, emoticon face. Like, He flips around because he's in the spinny chair that he used to roll around on.
Yeah.
And Sung was like, oh, don't get angry. Boom says, I'm sorry for being petty.
He's like, you're not petty. You're not petty.
And he's really not. There's a lot Boom could be holding against you that he doesn't.
But Sangwoo's reasoning is because a petty person would never say, fuck me as my husband.
Yeah.
Which doesn't make any sense, but that's okay.
It's okay. And then Boom says, I never said that. And I was like, is he just being, like, embarrassed? Or did Sangwoo also hallucinate that?
Yeah.
I don't know. Either one could be true.
Yeah. But we get the potato knishes food again. We get a nice, lovely shot of that. The potato.
I was like, why do they have so many fries? They made so many fries.
And there's just, like, a burger patty on the plate.
Yeah, without a bun or anything. Like, just a burger.
Yeah. Just a burger patty.
I hate this. I hate this meal that they made. It's really upsetting to me. There's like a bunch of just orange slices everywhere. I hate this. It's gross. They're wasted now.
Yeah, they're super
after
wasted.
eating. They both got sloshed. Mostly Sangwoo. Sangwoo's like, I always wanted to get my nose pierced.
Boom's like
oh my god.
Let's see. Anything important that he says while he's sloshed?
Yes, Boom asks him for his birthday.
Right.
And then falls asleep. And Sangwoo's telling him, like, oh, my mom was insane. And
yeah. He tells a fairy tale version of his fucked up life to Boom, who is asleep.
Yeah. It's like, my mom was insane and she was a demon and wanted to kill herself very badly. And then she got pregnant and tried, like, a bunch of abortions and none of them worked. So she had a baby on January 27th.
And then tried to abort a living baby.
Yeah.
Via pillow.
Boom is asleep, though. So he ain't know.
Yeah. Sangwoo was born on January 27th, which makes him an Aquarius, which is the same as me.
No, very upsetting, very upsetting. I actually Googled whether abortion was legal in Korea at this time. It was not. But it wasn't until like 2 years ago or something. So it was not. Which means this was definitely all at-home stuff that she was attempting.
And I have to say, it's not... I don't believe he's an Aquarius.
No, he doesn't have very Aquarius. I think he's a Gemini like me.
You just say that because he's got like a split personality.
I meant that because he's evil, but yes, also the split personality. I think he's as a Gemini Sun, Scorpio Moon like me.
Let's see. Man. Let's see.
He tells Boom also that he went to visit his dad's grave while he was gone.
Fake suicide spot.
Yeah, his dad's body dumping site.
Yes.
And he's like, I couldn't stop thinking about you. And then he has this weird moment where he's like, I don't want to think about why I liked you so much.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh no.
And he has a weird like waking dream of him boning Boom in multiple spots that we've already seen before, like the nightmare hallway and
they're all in Lotte World.
Lotte World.
He thinks about having sex with Boom at Lotte World.
Yeah, it's really weird.
It's really strange.
Really weird.
He gives this little boy a candy while he's in the middle of fucking Boom. It's just really strange.
And it's not even like
on the carousel.
It's not even like a dream. He's like still awake.
He's definitely just hallucinating.
Yeah.
It's really odd.
Yeah.
It's just not normal. It's just not normal. He's a literal failed abortion. I have to give him some slack.
And then his mom replaces Boom in the dream thing.
Yeah,
And
it's
like,
not good.
But then he comes to because Boom is sucking his dick.
Yes.
Under
First,
the
he
table.
remembers this weird conversation with his mom where she's like, I can't kill this rat in my house, so I have to come up with some other way of, like, crushing its soul. I was like, oh, okay.
But it doesn't matter because Boom blowjob.
Yes, it comes too because Boom blowjob. They're having sex. He gags Boom with a corn cob.
He does. I thought he was gonna make him deep throat the corn cob, but
I also thought he was gonna make him deep throat the corn cob, but he just gags him with the corn cob.
Yeah,
good stuff.
But then they're doing it on the table.
Boom flips them.
Yeah,
and goes on top, which he's clearly not prepared for. And Sangwoo kind of freaks.
Did he say earlier that he like didn't want Boom?
He's never said that he didn't want Boom on top.
I must have read something then where like the character didn't want the other character on top.
Yeah.
But
no, he's never said anything about it. They've just never done it.
Yeah, but it's made very obvious why, like right away, he doesn't want Boom on top.
Yeah. Boom gets on top. Sangwoo looks like he's freaking out for a second, and then he's yelling and he calls him mom.
Because there's a frame where he's like kind of bloody with tape on his mouth and tape around his sides in the basement, with his mom hovering over him, and you're like, I know exactly what's happening.
Oh, wonder what happened there.
But he does call Boom mom.
Yes, and Boom stops and is like,
what? That's not okay.
That's chapter 56. Chapter 56 is woof, woof, woof,
woof.
So chapter 57 starts up with Boom getting off of him.
Yeah.
Understandably.
Yeah.
Because he's like,
they break a wine glass, it falls on the ground.
Yes, and Sangwoo suddenly feels very insecure.
Yes. Because he called Boom mom.
Boom is aware of this. Because he called Boom mom. So he's
I feel like
flippant.
You could explain this away fairly easily.
I feel like you could too. I also feel like Boom doesn't actually care that much.
No.
Like, I think Boom is kind of like, oh, like, I think Boom suspects something's kind of wrong, but I don't think Boom is like, I don't think this is gonna scare him off, you know?
Yeah. I feel
Boom
like
gets off of him.
if Sangwoo hadn't been dressing him up as a lady, like, he doesn't know that he's been dressing him up as his mom. He just knows he's been dressing him up as a lady.
Yeah, but he knows he's been dressing him as a woman.
You could, if that hadn't been happening, you could play it off as like a daddy king kind of thing. But
yeah,
it did happen. So
you know,
it's a little more
there's
sus.
only so much you could say.
Yeah.
Sangwoo is very upset. I feel like that's more the reason Boom was like, we gotta stop.
Yeah.
But he is very clearly upset. He's like, this is making me nervous. Like, I can definitely explain this. Just listen to me. Like,
yeah.
Just say something about it. And then he starts yelling at him.
He does. Wait a minute. In Korean, isn't mom like Oma?
Oma? Yeah.
You could play that off as a moan.
Yeah, you could.
You could. A little more than just mom.
I bet you could. Oh,
you could. You could have, but he didn't. He decided to freak out instead.
It. No, he's freaking. He's yelling at him.
Yeah, he's like, don't just stand there. Say something. Like, Boom, babe.
Oh, God, he's freaking. He steps on the broken wine glass and his feet get all fucked.
He's got fucked up feet. Boom has to bandage his feet.
But yeah, no, he wrecks himself here because clearly there's something very wrong when he's like begging him like this. Like, it was an accident. I didn't mean anything by it. Like, he looks like he's gonna cry. Boom's just kind of like,
Yeah. And then I'm so confused because Boom bandages his feet and then he goes, Sangwoo, all the food you bought last night were snacks and there's nothing in the fridge. You just ate all that food.
I think,
you know?
I mean, does he mean like, I don't know. I think maybe he's just trying to clear his head. Like, he just wants to leave for a minute, but...
He does, but I got confused, but I think they, like, slept the whole night, and then Boom woke him up with a blowjob at... Like, they slept at the kitchen table.
That's true, because they're not drunk anymore.
Right. Which is such a weird...
it's the next day. They just both fell asleep at the table.
They didn't eat any of that pizza.
No, they didn't touch the pizza. The entire pizza that Boom made.
Yeah, Boom decides to go out and get some food, but Sangwoo freaks out and tries to, like, follow him down the street, but his feet hurt too much.
Yeah. Haha, role reversal. Haha.
Then Boom's at the supermarket in his suit from the night before. He probably smells gross.
He probably smells. I'm sure he smelled gross anyway.
Yeah, he smells gross.
And he's just kind of thinking things over, and he remembers that day when he woke up, kind of, and Sangwoo was real upset in the middle of the night. He's like, "Yeah, I think there's something wrong with him." Like,
yeah,
which is also the conclusion I would come to if someone
Yeah.
called me mom and then freaked out about it.
We do get a shot of him in this mall, and there's a McDonald's behind him.
There is a McDonald's. We do get a McDonald's, which is pretty tremendous.
McDonald's.
But he bumps into that girl that he was stalked in high school.
Yeah, and she's pretty off the
Incredible.
rails.
She seems nuts.
Yeah.
Incredible that she ever wants to speak to him again.
Yeah.
But she's like, "Oh, Boom."
Yeah, the first time she spoke to him, she was going through some abusive shit, and now she's going through some abusive shit again. She's like, I know who I'll talk to.
Yeah.
Boom.
She wants someone who will listen to her, and there will be no consequences for it.
Yeah. They go and get some coffee.
So she nabs up Boom again.
Yeah, they get some coffee, and she's like, "Are you still mad at me?" And Boom remembers when he killed that girl, thinking of her, and he's like, "No, I'm not mad at you.
No, not at all.
He worked through it. He's past it now. He killed a lady."
So. Oh, Boom. So she drives him home in her car and cries about how her boyfriend was beating her up. Yeah. And he's like, "Okay, but I really have to go home."
It's like, "Please take me home. Please let me go home."
And then he asks her if he can borrow some money.
Which is weird. It's a little strange.
Well, he has $0.
He does have $0. Somehow he bought groceries, but he has $0.
I assume with Sangwoo's money. Like Sangwoo's card or something.
But I don't know how he got that. Like how he took it from him. But yes, he asked for some money, and then he goes inside, and Sangwoo had trashed the house a little bit.
The house is clearly a mess. And he looks at it, and he's like, "Oh shit." Like, he's like, "Oh no."
The song was just brooding on the balcony upstairs.
Yeah, he's fine. He threw everything around, but he's okay now.
Yeah, and then Boom gaslights him?
Yeah, no, it's really strange. It's like Sangwoo saw him get out of the car in front of the house, and he's like, "No, I took the bus."
Yeah, and it's not like that was something Sangwoo hallucinated, because we got a whole scene of it where Sangwoo wasn't there, unless he was just thinking of it, and that was just all his
No, Boom is lying to him, but I don't know why.
I was very confused though. I was like, I thought maybe Sangwoo was hallucinating it, and we got an extended hallucination or not hallucination, but him thinking about what Boom might be doing.
Yeah,
but.
No, he's lying to Sangwoo. I think maybe he thinks Sangwoo would hurt the girl or get jealous or something.
Yeah, maybe.
But it's just very strange.
And he's right.
It's just very strange.
Yeah.
Because he did see you. But it works because Sangwoo is crazy. He does make Sangwoo cry, though. He kind of has a mental breakdown about it.
And that's the end of the chapter.
Yeah.
They're on chapter 58.
Chapter 58. God, this shit is not funny anymore. This shit has just gone off the rails. It's all just so upsetting.
Well, Sangwoo's
become paranoid.
We get a little scene where they're doing that thing where you can't lift your ring finger when you put it against your other ring finger, but curl in your middle finger. And he's like, "That's why you put your wedding ring on your ring finger, because you can't separate them, blubbity bloopity." I'm like, "No, I thought it was because there's an artery that runs from your heart to your ring finger."
I have no idea
that's why
what the correct answer is. I didn't think it was that, but Sangwoo calls him a girl before.
He does.
And then he's like, "Did you hear that from a girl?"
God.
And Boom's like, "No." And he's like, "Have you been seeing people?"
No.
Boom's like, "No."
And then Boom asks for the picture from the amusement park, and Sung was like, "Why?" He's like, "So I can see your face wherever I go." And Sung was like, "Are you leaving? Where are you going?
Are you gonna leave? Is it because you're leaving me? Are you going somewhere?" Yeah, no, he's going crazy. Yeah. If I were Boom, I would be terrified at this point. He's even less stable than he was at the start.
Yeah, but Boom's like, "I need to go out and get something. I need to go get something." And Sangwoo freaks out. He thinks he's gonna go have an affair with that girl.
Yeah, I would never. I mean, it's Boom.
Boom.
But he's freaking.
Yeah, he's freaking out.
And Boom's like, "No, I need to go get it." And Sangwoo's like, "No, I think you should stay home. Maybe we should play a game where, I'm a little kid that needs help, and you're the mom, so you stay home with him. Is that fun?" And Boom's like, No. I don't think I will do that.
And Boom leaves, and Sangwoo freaks out a little bit. He's about to explode, but then the girl shows up. at his front door.
Yeah, first, Boom says he doesn't want to stay and play this weird mommy game, and Sangwoo hits him, but he leaves.
Yeah.
So, and Boom, like, gets annoyed at him, too. He's like, that hurt. I'm leaving. Like,
yeah. Like, now you're doing this? It took you 60
like, damn,
chapters?
He's really trying to draw boundaries now? Okay. And he can draw boundaries now because Sangwoo's, like, too broken up to do anything about it. Sangwoo chapter 1 would have killed him.
Sangwoo has the busted feet.
Yeah. Oh my god, but he is freaking. And then the girl shows up at the door.
The girl shows up at the door looking for Boom, and she's like, oh, is this not Boom's place? And Sangwoo's like, no, Boom lives here. He just, lets me pound him in exchange for rent.
Yeah. No, he gets upset that this girl wants to talk to Boom, so he tells her that they're fucking.
Yeah. And then while he's having a conversation with this girl, he's looking at porn of Boom on his phone.
Pictures he's taken of Boom.
Yeah.
Which is nuts.
And I love that whenever there's like someone he doesn't like, he just tells him that he's gay.
Yeah, honestly. I mean, same. Like, vibes.
The girl's complaining.
He says, this is my house and Boom can stay here because he lets me fuck him. And then she gets upset about them both being guys and not the implication that he's like
prostituting for rent.
Yeah. Oh my god. And she's like, oh no, I've made him lose his mind and think he's gay. And so I was like, no, I don't think that's what happened.
I don't think that's, but he's like, but you are ugly.
But you are ugly.
And he tells her, he's like, I'm dying to beat the shit out of you right now.
Well, because she says Boom's not gay or he wouldn't have gotten a boner looking at my boobs the other day. Don't know if that happened. I didn't see that happen, but whatever.
I didn't see a boner. He did look at her boobs.
And I think they would have shown us.
Yeah.
But Sangwoo freaks and he's like, I'm going to beat the shit out of you and put you in my basement.
And he's like, you might as well run. You should run now. And the girl doesn't. She goes.
No, the girl's like, you know what? I think he hates you. I think he's only here because you're being controlling and shitty.
Yeah, and
that's exactly why he's gonna leave.
Yeah, she tells him about the money borrowing thing.
Yeah, and then she storms out.
Yeah. Then she gets in her car and Sangwoo, imagines that Boom is in the car and they start doing it in the car.
Yeah, he's like picturing that they're gonna have sex and Boom's gonna tell her that Sangwoo called him mom.
Yeah.
And they're both gonna think he's gross.
Yeah.
Poor bastard. He's jealous.
He's super jealous.
He's very, very jealous. She has no idea what she just did.
No. Boom comes running back empty-handed. Like, I don't...
Yeah. Whatever he grabbed was very small.
Yes. I'm assuming it's rings, but, that's my assumption. Which I don't think is the best choice right now.
That's not the step I would take at this juncture in my relationship, but Boom is Boom.
But yeah, that's the end of the chapter. He comes running back.
And he's like, were you waiting out here for me? And so I was like, uh-huh.
Definitely.
Yep. Chapter 59.
59. I only have 2 notes on chapter 59.
I only have a few notes on chapter 59 too.
Because what happens in this chapter is exactly what I thought would happen in this chapter. Like, it went, once it started setting up what was going to happen, I was like, yes, I see exactly why this needs to go down. Like,
Boom goes into the, cleaning cabinet and reaches on the shelf that has the rat poison in it, and Sangwoo catches him reaching up there. I don't know what he's looking for, actually, because he repeatedly goes back to that shelf.
It looks like there's, medical stuff up there, kind of, but...
Yeah, there's bandages and things in there, too.
Yeah, but, I don't... I don't know.
I don't know what he's going for.
Yeah. But he's reaching up there and Sangwoo's like,
He is, doing, some deep cleaning of the house, so it might be, a cleaning product that he's looking for, but I don't know why he just gives up on it when Sangwoo walks in.
But he also looks so sus doing it, because he's, watching Sangwoo as he's going into this room to grab the basket up there.
Maybe he's hiding the thing there. Maybe. He's surprised there.
Yeah. Which is a weird place to hide it.
Yeah. But I guess if he's the one that does all the cleaning.
Yeah.
And then he tells Sangwoo not to help him with the cleaning. So I bet that's it.
Yeah.
He's hiding it there.
Yeah, he wants to hide it. That makes sense. Basket,
Sangwoo catches him and gets very upset.
Yeah.
Tells him that he's being sus.
Now Boom is cutting something that looks very much like the thing the mom was cutting before. Yeah.
Yeah. Sangwoo distracts him by being like, why are you being so sus? And then he cuts his finger.
Just like the mom.
Just like my mommy. There's a bit where Sangwoo is cleaning the dishes and for some reason Boom is in the shower just yelling. Why is he screaming in the shower?
I don't know.
I don't understand.
Maybe it got cold.
I guess.
Maybe it got too hot.
Know. It's not clear.
Yeah, but Sangwoo decides he needs to count the rat poison pills.
Yes.
Because that's, I mean, I guess I'd assume, if that happened once
Yeah.
and it happened twice, it's gonna happen again.
He's paranoid, so he counts the pills.
Yeah.
Oh, no, fair enough, fair enough.
You know what might have happened? He might have not had his finger bandaged up and he was yelling in the shower.
Oh, yeah.
But
maybe that was it.
Maybe.
It's just strange.
It is still weird. But yeah, he counts the pills. And he said, just like before, nothing's wrong. So quite possibly already counted the pills before this.
Yeah. He's already been counting them and nothing happened. But Boom goes back to the basket, presumably to try to hide his thing again, and spills them.
He does.
Because of course he does.
And you're like, I see exactly what's gonna happen now. Some of them probably went under the washing machine.
Yeah.
And he only puts so many back in.
Ah, that sucks. And I would say that feels like a Deus Ex Machina to me, except that Boom has been incredibly clumsy from the very start.
It's not even a Deus Ex Machina. It just feels like this, like if you need to end it, it's, you know what I mean? Like it's something that there was
only one way that this thing was going to end.
Yeah.
So
it feels correct. It just feels not forced, but like obvious.
Yeah.
Like once it starts going, you're like,
once it starts going, you're like, oh, I see where it goes.
Yeah, you're like plot point. This has to, whatever. I'll forgive you.
Yeah, but he loses some of the pills.
Yeah.
Sangwoo gets in bed with him and is like nuzzling on him and crying.
Yeah. I'll forgive them because a lot of stories like this where it's like a lot of shock value don't know how to like get to the end, and they just try to keep shock valuing you into an ending, and it doesn't feel fulfilling. We needed a plot point.
No, I was perfectly happy that it's following the plot it's laid out. Like, I was like, yes, it's all coming to fruition.
We needed some action reaction stuff going on right now.
Yeah, the Kronk, like, yeah, it's all coming together.
But they
all of these last few chapters feel like that to me. Like,
yeah. Well, not the next one.
Ah, I see.
The next one,
the next one's nuts.
The next one's insane. That's the one that I'm like.
But chapter 59.
That's the one I texted you about. Like when in my text, that's the one I was referring to.
Oh yeah, me too. That made me shit my pants the first time I read this.
But right now, we're still in 59, and they're making out in bed.
Yes. Sangwoo's crying, and he's really upset.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, I got really sick in high school, and he gets like halfway through that story before he kind of starts shaking and doesn't finish it.
Yeah.
And then he tells Boom that he doesn't tell him who, but he said someone told him that he was going to die painfully.
Yeah.
And he's scared that it's going to happen.
Yeah. He tells him that after they've boned.
Yeah. No, and there's this just tremendously sad panel where he's like, you have to help me because you care about me.
Yeah. And
I was like, that's so fucking depressing.
Yeah.
Because what the fuck is Boom gonna do?
Boom can't do shit. I
was like, I don't think anyone can help you at this point. Like,
the only thing Boom can do is die with you.
Yeah, I'm sorry. He's like snotting.
Yeah.
Poor bastard. You're like, I'm sorry that this is your life and not a different life.
Yeah. But they bone, and then Sangwoo gets up and goes to count the pills.
Yeah.
And of
course there are a few missing.
There's a few missing. Just a few missing.
Probably not enough to kill him if
yeah.
If past precedents could be believed. But yes, there are a couple of them missing.
He hallucinates Boom in the hallway for like a millisecond.
Yeah, he's like scared of Boom now.
Yeah. But then
and he pukes.
He pukes on the floor.
Da-da-da-da-da-da. Chapter 60. You know it's gonna be a good Killing Stalking chapter when it's one with a warning on it.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh god, right. We start at the fucking police station. I've
been waiting for us to get to chapter 60 for 100 years.
But then it starts on the fucking police station. I don't even fucking care.
Yeah, it's Ji-yoon's mom, and she's like, my daughter would never run away. We're rich.
Yeah, I was like, I'm rich, so my daughter can't be sad or have problems.
I was like, huh. Okay, lady.
Yeah, and the chief.
But the old cop is kind of figuring it out.
Yeah. Well, there's this funny like implication where the old cop is like, there's a pattern to like the guys she's dated. They're all sexy. And then he like, where did I see this?
He like thinks of Sangwoo.
He thinks of Sangwoo, but it also looked like, I thought I saw this where it looked like he thought of the police, like the other police officer.
There is a part where he thinks of him when Oh, there's a part where he thinks of him. I know what you're talking about. When he starts to think
Oh,
it
it's at
might
the
be
end. It's at the
Sangwoo.
end. It's at the end. We'll get to that. Well, I'll mention it now because we don't need to talk about that stuff after. Like it happens after the moment.
Yeah, but we don't need to talk about that.
So
Then.
like towards the end, there's an implication where the chief thinks that the cop guy killed her, and I was like, this feels like it's turned into a completely detached story at this point.
The cops. No, he's
Yeah.
definitely thinking like the cop may have been right, you know?
Yeah, that's what it's supposed to be, but it really
I see
implies
how
that he
that
thinks that
hiccup
the
may have
cop is a
happened.
suspect.
You know, fucking whatever at this point.
Yeah. But yeah, he's
But
figuring
yes.
it out that it's Sangwoo.
Yeah. Sungwoo's having a mental breakdown on the floor in the meantime.
Yeah.
He's remembering his mom pouring boiling water on him when he was a teenager.
Yeah.
And dragging him to the basement.
Yeah, because the mom ties up Sangwoo in the basement. And the dad tied up the mom in the basement as well. So the whole family has had someone tied up
It's
in
all
the
just
basement.
cyclical. Yeah. It's all just one big repeating pattern.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's mad at Sangwoo for not rescuing her, even though she says he was literally in elementary school. He was in elementary school and she had already tried to kill him, so like fuck this lady. But
yeah,
she drags Sangwoo to the basement and ties him up like his dad tied her up.
Except he's tied up with like masking tape.
Yeah, with duct tape, which is what he uses.
It is.
And he keeps trying to tell her like, "Mom, stop it, please." He's like, she's like, "You have to let your mom talk."
You're just like
your dad.
She got like a knife to his face. She's like, God, shut up. I'm trying to say something.
Oh my god, it's horrible. She's wearing like dishwashing gloves.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not good. She tells him to apologize and he doesn't talk.
Right. And then
which sets her off.
She says, "Do you know how to kill someone without killing them?" as she's taking her underwear off.
Yes.
And that is the worst. That is the worst. Like,
it's the worst panel in this whole thing.
Combination of images and words ever in this whole thing. Like,
no,
that
my
is the
stomach
worst.
sank the first time I read this. Like, I was like, oh god.
Terrible. Because that...
Oh god. Like, not only is she doing this to him, but she's doing it with the specific intent of, like, hurting him worse than death.
She's been thinking about it, like...
She's been planning it since their conversation about the rat poison.
What is the real mom, you know?
Yeah, no, it's horrible.
Like, this seems like something so involved that it can't just be, like, her messed up part of her mind, you know?
Yeah.
So.
No, it's fucked up. We get these panels, really gorgeous panels, by the way, of him, like, screaming on the floor.
They look good, but, absolutely horrible.
All of the expressions in this whole chapter is gorgeously illustrated. It looks gorgeous, but no, it's horrible. It's horrible.
Yeah.
He whacks her with his tied up hands because she tied them in front.
Like a dumbass.
Manages to get the knife from her.
Yeah. Cuts his duct tape.
Yes, he stands up.
Stand up.
And she tries to guilt trip him because he's like, I'm gonna kill you.
And he is holding the knife like he is holding his own dick.
I wrote that too. I had that same note. It says you're holding the knife like you're holding your own dick.
Oh, I didn't write it down. I just saw it now.
Oh my god. Most of my notes on this chapter are like, God, that's gross.
Yeah.
God, that's disgusting. Poor fucking kid. But yes, he's holding the knife at dick level, and and she's trying to guilt trip him. She's like, "Oh, I'm just tired. I'm just having like a bad turn.
Yeah,
you know that I don't mean it." Like,
but then she's like, "You know what?" Because he's begging her or whatever, and she's like, she snaps. She's like, "You know what, fuck Sangwoo, you. I hope you die the most painful death possible." And then this is the thing that fucks me up. I was like, power moves from the mom. Yeah. She really knows how to fuck someone else up. But she leans forward, and I thought she had deep-throated the knife, which technically she did.
That is what it looks like. Technically
she did, but she leaned forward and pushed her own neck onto the knife, so the knife goes directly into her throat, which is insane. She doesn't, even say anything. Like, there's no, she just does it.
No, it's terrifying and disgusting and really a great horror scene. Top tier. Yeah. Tremendous, but it is terrifying. So we learned that Sangwoo didn't kill either of his parents.
Yes, I think it's more powerful as a comic, though. Like, if I saw that in a movie, I would just be grossed out. But in a comic, it's like you can sit there and stare at it.
Yeah, it's because you have to linger on it for a minute, and
Yeah, you don't
all
have
of the
to.
framing is so good.
But I just sat there like looking at the couple panels where it was just like in her neck. I was like,
Yeah, no, I looked
human-
at those for a long time too.
a human did that, or like in a fictional world, but the person creating this had to say, hey, a human did this.
Yeah, the person creating this had to sit there for like a long time and create this
Yeah.
image that I'm looking at.
You're like, what the fuck?
But yeah, Sangwoo has this flashback and he's like screaming in the basement, having a complete breakdown,
Yeah.
complete psychotic break here. He gives himself an Azula
He
haircut.
starts chopping off his hair.
Yeah, with a box cutter.
Yeah.
So Boom comes running
Yeah.
to see if he's okay.
Yeah.
And predictably,
yeah, we've gone 360 Sangwoo. He's back to Boom needs to die.
yeah, no, he's crazy now.
Yeah.
He's like, you tried to kill me, like,
Yeah.
you lied to me.
And then he's hallucinating him as his mom, and he's like, all that pain you went through was because of me. It's my fault.
Yeah, no, he flips completely back around again.
Yeah.
Like, everything in the world is my fault.
Yeah. And then there's some cop stuff that we already talked about.
Then there's some cop stuff. And then Sangwoo calms down a little bit.
A little bit.
Enough to have a conversation.
Yes.
And Boom is like, listen, I love you. And he's like, how do you know that? And Boom's like, you make my heart beat. And he's like, yeah, well, a horror movie does that.
He's like, what can I do to make you feel better?
Yeah. Boom's like, I think about you all the time. And Sangwoo's like, well, you think about bad things when they happen. You think about them for like a long time. So, like, it's a very depressing conversation, but also...
Yeah, and Sangwoo ends it with like, if only I'd killed you when I killed that CEO's daughter, then I wouldn't be in so much pain. And you're like, oh
I
my
wouldn't
God.
be sad.
It's like, I think you'd still be sad.
Yeah, no, it's all very upsetting. It's just a profoundly upsetting series of events.
It's like, you chose to not kill him because he looked like your mom. That's your own fault there, dude.
Yeah, you did do that to yourself.
Yeah, you played yourself.
But yeah. No, Sangwoo's Boom is sobbing, Sangwoo's all fucked up, everything's bad, it's raining very heavily, and it's a depressing chapter.
Yeah. Wait, where was this line? I wrote down this line. Where's the line where he said, I want you to die inside of me?
Oh, he says that during that conversation when it's the black screen. He says that when he's trying to tell him that he loves him.
Yeah.
He, it's you make my heart beat. I think about you all day. I feel like I'll go crazy if I'm not near you.
Yeah.
I want to have sex with you till I die. I want you to die inside me.
Which is insane.
Which is quite a monologue.
Why would you say
Boom here? Quite a declaration.
Does that make him a necrophiliac?
Huh. That could be our discussion question for this week. Since I, once again, didn't think of one.
I didn't think of one either. So if you are having sex with a person and they die, and you wanted that, does that make you a necrophiliac?
Yes, I say yes. I say yes, it does.
I say yes, too. But are there different qualifications if you kill the person or if you don't kill the person?
That's an interesting question. Like if he just has a heart attack.
Like if he just has a heart attack. But like you also wanted it.
But you wanted that to happen.
But you weren't expecting
hoping for a heart attack.
You weren't expecting it to happen then. But like you knew that that's how you wanted that person to go out.
I think it's only necrophilia if they keep going.
Boom. We don't know.
He didn't clarify, so I don't know.
Extension on that question. Do you think Boom is a necrophiliac?
I think Boom probably. Irrelevant to the answer of that last question. I just looking at him. I know it.
Yeah.
Boom's into some weird shit, you know?
Oh yeah.
Poor bastard. So what are your final thoughts on this chapter set, Kate?
On this chapter set? Well, I texted you about this one being like, oh, that imagery of the mom with her neck on the knife that she did to herself is fucked up, and I will remember it for a while in the list of fucked up things that I have seen. But I don't know. It feels like I feel like it's going. It's interesting that we still have like 6 chapters left, but it's going like in a direction that is satisfying, because I kind of mentioned it earlier, the like shock value stories usually don't know how to end it, but this one seems like it knows what story it was trying to tell.
For sure, for sure. I get that sense too. I
Yeah, I
was
like
actually
it.
very happy once this started going towards the end. I was like,
Yeah.
this feels like it's gonna go out well.
It knows what ending it wants. So
Yeah.
it's doing it the way that it's been intended to. It's not like it's just trying to like up the ante, which is something it could have done because one, it came out on like a weekly basis, but two, it had a big break in the middle, I heard. Like
Yeah, it had a big hiatus.
yeah, and they could have totally caved to like fan theories and things, but it doesn't seem like that happened. So
Yeah. I have a okay, I think our discussion question, since this is gonna be our second to last one, wah,
yes.
wah, and I'm sure we'll have lots of other things we wanna discuss once we finished the whole entire thing.
Mm.
Is Killing Stalking good or bad? Like, just as a narrative. I think good,
I think it's a good
actually.
yeah, it's good as a from a technical perspective.
Yeah. But I wanna know what you guys think,
Yeah.
because there's, like, putting aside morally,
Yeah.
like, as a narrative, is Killing Stalking good or bad?
And I'm basing it on film narrative and it's still good. So,
Yes, and I'm definitely coming from, a novel standpoint, since that's what I
yeah.
studied,
Which is
but,
funny cuz this is like neither of those things,
yeah, it's in
but
between, it's
it's
in
in
between,
between.
but I think from either standpoint, I think so far it's good.
Yeah.
So far, I say, I've read the whole thing, it's good.
Yeah. Cuz
Um
most of the time film and literature overlap in a proper narrative structure. It's just in the like medium that you have to cater to where it like deviates, but like
mhm,
having a solid story, like having the building blocks is pretty much the same. It's just the
yeah.
pacing and timing that's going to be different. But the building blocks are definitely here for like a good solid
Yeah, I think it's a
story.
solid story with a
Yeah.
solid characters told well, so
Yeah.
oops.
It's just the only
It's just
problem with
also
it,
fucking batshit.
it's so like I don't it's something
It's
that could
so
so
upsetting. It's straight up one of the most upsetting things I've ever read.
yeah, I understand why people didn't like this when it came out because it came out during the metamorphosis period of people like thinking you can't enjoy something and be critical of it as well. You know, we're kind
Yes, I
of
think this came out in, like, the peak puritanical period,
yeah,
you know?
we're kind of passing that threshold,
Yeah,
thankfully,
where
at
they
this point.
expected every narrative to be completely didactic,
Yeah.
and this is definitely not that.
Yeah.
This isn't,
Um,
like, something that leaves you with a moral lesson. It's just
yeah.
a thing.
I think if it came out now, it would be a little more welcomed, I
Yeah,
guess.
people would be a little bit more forgiving of it, for
Yeah, I
sure.
think people who didn't like it when it came out for those reasons should go back and read it again.
Yeah, I think they should, because 'cause I'd
See
be
if their
curious to
opinion
see how their
changes.
views evolved a little bit,
Yeah.
especially once it's a completed product,
Yeah.
because that also, I think, has a big influence.
Yeah, that's true too. If they were reading it as it was coming out and then like maybe didn't finish it or
Yeah, if you just read, like, the first part.
yeah, or was like immersed in I don't even know if there was a fan base around this as it was coming out. But if you were
There
immersed in it and
kinda
people like
was.
being extremely like extremely critical of it in that like puritanical sense, then that would warp your views on it.
Yeah,
Because I know
but, you know.
there's stuff that I definitely was consuming during that period, and I was very confused as to whether or not I could like something or not.
Yeah.
Even though if it felt ridiculous that people were saying you couldn't like it, I was like, that seems not right, but okay.
Yeah, no, unfortunately, I think I like this. I think it's kinda good.
I'm gonna have to see the last couple chapters.
I want the votes. But
Yeah.
yes, you need the last few chapters, I guess, to make your full judgment.
Yeah, because I have to see how they choose to end Sangwoo's arc. It doesn't have to not in like a positive or a negative sense, just where it ends him.
Where it leaves you as the audience, yeah.
Yeah. I have a pretty good idea of what's gonna be his end fate, but I need to know the context of it. Uh
Mhm.
Because even if it isn't trying to impart like a lesson or like have a moral stance or anything like that, it's still, you still have to be careful because the audience is going to be left with something. And I need to
Yeah,
know
and
what
you
that
especially
something
have to be
is.
careful you have to be careful, especially with a character like Sangwoo that's
Yeah.
so, like, what's the word I'm looking for? So loaded
Yeah.
as a character.
Boom at this point, I
Um,
don't give a fuck. He's like the
Boom is tertiary.
Boom is the what's his face in Great Gatsby to
Nick.
Gatsby. Yeah,
Yeah.
Nick to the Gatsby, where it's like he's just kind of the the vehicle through which we're learning about this other character, even though he is
Yeah.
also fucked up. Like,
No, I get that too. In any other story, Boom would be like the most interesting thing going on, but
yeah,
not here.
no,
But it is interesting. It's all interesting stuff.
yeah. I just have to see. Yeah, I have to see what this story leaves the audience with. That's what my final judgment will be on.
I see.
Yeah.
Well, we'll find that out next time, won't
Yep.
we?
I wonder how many people will actually be like listening to all of these at this point, because right now
don't
we have
know.
one episode released, and it like got a shit ton of a shit ton. It got like way
A shit
more
ton
than
for
usual.
us.
Yeah, it got like
Yeah.
100 in a day, and I was like,
Oh man. Shout out to Elise for commenting.
well, she never replied. She said, "Can you
That's
guys react to
true.
The Devil's a Part-Timer?" I said, "What episodes do you want?" And she never said which ones.
For context, that joke is funny because she is my sister.
Yeah.
And she did the theme song for this series.
She did do the intro. She gave us that, but not an answer to the question.
She gave us that, but not any Devil is a Part-Timer episodes.
Yeah.
Jerk.
Oh, a lot of those like bot comments get deleted, but we still got one from one that keeps changing their name. The one that's like, cool video. How is it so good? Also, let's build each other up. Somehow it has 3 likes.
How is it so good? Cool video. How is it so good is my favorite. How is it so good?
Also, let's build each other up. But how does it? I know one of them is from you, but how does it have 3 likes on it?
I don't know. Maybe when I hit like on it, people assume that it's like a real person.
But the channel
I gave it
didn't
a
like
heart
it.
from our channel. I gave it a heart from our channel, and you told me to take it off.
Did I?
Yeah, you're like, that's
I
not a
implied that
person.
you should take it off because it's a
I
bot.
was like, oh, okay. I just liked how is it so good. Anyway, that's all we wanted to say. Bye bye.